let's get to today's draft. The most important new coordinators. And how about this? There's actually a trivia question today, and it's for you. Which two current coordinators have been in that role the longest with their teams? Here's your hint. Both are entering their 6 seasons, and both are defensive coordinators. I know one. I have to really put on my thinking cap for the other.
Oh, man, hold on a second. Which two current coordinators are in the role the longest? Oh, my gosh. Wow, 6 years. All right, so Steve Spagnuolo's one, right?
Has to be.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding,
and
ding.
now
Right.
I got teams here, so just let me look at the teams real quick. Damn, who am I missing? Who is it? I don't know. I give up. Who is it? Oh my gosh!
The Cincinnati Bengals. I was going to give him another hint, but
that's
I guess
okay.
Pete spilled the beans.
You know,
I was going to give you another hint.
No, I would have got that. You know what? I honestly, I was on defensive rankings and I was looking at it, and I didn't get down to defensive 31 and 32, which is weird to say. The Bengals were 31 with Lou Anarumo last year, as good as he is.
I'll give you the first pick. I'll give you the first pick anyway. I'm so used to it. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Hey,
first.
Thanks, friend. Thanks. This one to me, I mean, this is amazing. First off, all the different coordinators, the changes we've had this year. It was kind of eye-opening when I looked at this last night before I went to bed. Right, knowing this job, I was like, holy crap! I just, you don't realize it sometimes. You see it in totality. But the biggest one to me is in Philadelphia, Kellen Moore.
Yes.
That's where I'm going. Kellen Moore. I mean, one, we know. I mean, the Eagles offense went in reverse the end of the year last year, the last 7 or 8 games. Jalen Hurts didn't look good. They didn't run the ball that good. They couldn't get the ball to A.J. Brown. They fell apart, right? So, yeah, that's the one I'm most intrigued to see. One, Kellen Moore running, what's that offense going to look like? Is it going to be more like, hey, this is what I want to do? Or is it going to be more like, no, I'm going to do what, works for Jalen Hurts and company? I'm excited to see the spin. But regardless, we have high expectations for that offense, and there's certainly a spotlight on that one right there.
I'm going to start with the team that had the first pick in the draft because the Bears now have Caleb Williams. They brought in Shane Waldron, and the charge for the coaching staff, make us look like we did the smart thing. Just like we saw last year with David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers. What happened during the season when Bryce Young wasn't getting it done?
Right.
Bye-bye head coach, clean house, and new hire comes in the next year. I think that if Caleb Williams doesn't thrive, there will be another coaching staff before there's another quarterback in Chicago. And the reward for Shane Waldron is he'll only be there 1 year because if everything goes great, he'll get a head coaching job. Look at how quickly it turned for Dave Canales last year with Baker Mayfield. 1 year as a coordinator, and boom,
right.
He gets the head coaching job in Carolina. So very important for the Bears and a great opportunity for Waldron, but also it's a high wire act without a net because if it doesn't work, they aren't going to blame Caleb Williams. They're going to blame you.
No, that's right. And you're right. The reward is you get to be like a Bobby Slowick with C.J. Stroud last year, right? I mean, damn, I just got to be an offensive coordinator, and here I am. Everybody thinks I'm an offensive genius, and I'm ready to be a head coach, right? So you're right. There's the reward. There's risk there, too. Definitely one of the ones I had on my list, no doubt about it. All right, here I'm going to go to your favorite team that's in the AFC. Black and yellow. Yeah, I'm going to the Steelers. I'm going Arthur Smith. I just look at that. When we've been talking about the Steelers offense, it feels like for the last 7 years, whether it was dink and dunk through Ben Roethlisberger or the offense not working or whatever. They can't run the ball, blah, 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 blah. I mean, so there is certainly a spotlight on that one this year too. And then you add the quarterback situation along with it. And I think, again, and you can correct me here if I'm wrong, I think the fans are putting this stuff on Mike Tomlin too. He's a little bit like, hey, come on, we haven't gotten the offense right here in a few years. This is your hire. So it puts pressure on the whole situation altogether. Arthur Smith, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, there's that faction of Steelers fans that want to fire Mike Tomlin anytime they lose 2 or more games in a row, even though he's never had a losing season. And I think this year they've got the potential to be a lot better than what they've been offensively in a very long time. I am going to stay in the AFC, and I'm going to go to the team that held the 3rd pick in the draft, the New England Patriots, because Look, and one of the dynamics we've seen this year, and I mean no offense to Alex Van Pelt, but we've seen this recycling of offensive coordinators. Guy gets fired by one team, crash lands on his feet with another team. So Van Pelt gets pushed out of Cleveland, where the head coach is an offensive guy, so Van Pelt really wasn't running the offense, to now he lands in New England with Gerard Mayo, who's already made it clear Van Pelt's in charge. We talked about this yesterday, this dynamic. Defensive coach, hey, Van Pelt's the guy who's going to be developing the quarterback. Van Pelt's the guy who's going to be in the ear. We want one guy to be in the ear of Drake May and Jacoby Brissett at all times. It's going to be Van Pelt. It's a huge responsibility for a guy who just got fired last year as an offensive coordinator, and he's not alone. Ken Dorsey lands in Cleveland after getting fired by the Bills. Luke Getsy, fired by the Bears, lands with the Raiders. It is this strange lather, rinse, repeat of offensive coordinators, which just tells you, reminds me of when we were talking to Steve Young at the Super Bowl, and I prefaced the question by saying, with all these great play callers in today's NFL, I was like, whoa, there aren't that many great ones. And the fact that so many got fired and hired tells you how desperate the NFL is to find guys who can come in and run an offense the right way.
Yeah, there's no question, and that's, the one thing that I even brought up during my quarterback rankings, right, when I started that exercise. One of the first things I alluded to was the fact that it is apparent that there's an offensive coordinator problem in the NFL. It's not a quarterback problem. Plenty of good ones to go around. Plenty of good ones. And we see some of these ones that all the time we go, well, he's not that good. And then he goes with a good coach and a good coordinator, and we go, well, he's pretty good. What do you think that was? It's the damn coordinator. That's what it is. So, yeah, it's tough. There's not enough good ones to go around in that department right now, to your point, and I think it's very real. And the Patriots one, yeah,
well, bad ones to go around either.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. But, yeah, that Patriots one, the quarterback situation, the way the offenses looked the last few years, yeah, definitely going to be under some pressure there. All right, I'm going to Green Bay. Going to the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are in the Super Bowl window. I mean, they're there. They're good. They had the 49ers on the rope, and their knees were wobbly, right? Now they get a defensive coordinator in Jeff Hafley, the old, Boston College head coach. See what he does there on that side of that ball. That side of that ball in Green Bay has tremendous talent and depth, right? They did not play as well as they should have last year. I think we all know that. Right, and I don't know all the reasons, but either way, they made a move here with Jeff Hafley. And, yeah, I'll be watching that because I look at the Packers and go, damn, has that defense got a lot of talent, and damn, is that team good, and damn, they can go to the Super Bowl. And, of course, how he coaches is going to be a big part of their success.
Jeff Hafley, who gave up the head coaching job at Boston College to go to the NFL and be a coordinator, a casualty of this new NIL environment, which contributed to Nick Saban taking his bat and his ball and going home in Tuscaloosa. I know I'm mixing my metaphors, but you're going to have college coaches who say, screw this. I can't do this anymore.
Well,
There's too many ways I got to go get money, too many different mouths to feed here. I got to get this, I got to get that, I got to get this, I got to get that. I can't compete. And
I heard,
you can't. It's harder to compete than ever as a college coach.
You're right. It seems like it's going to be the top 6 teams, just the same 6 teams every year, kind of coming down the pipe in college football. Other reason I heard Jeff Hafley left Boston College, right? Pete Demolitis is an alumni of Boston College. He found that out, and he said, damn, this school's not as good as I thought. If he can get here and graduate, I got to get the hell out of here. So, producer Pete, he said the hell with that, right? You want to quit because of Pete, too. Number one, they let him in. You want to quit. Pete's been dunking on you in our group text lately, so you've been mad at him.
No, he hasn't been. Number one, they let him in, and number 2, they gave him a degree, as far as we know. We've yet to fully verify that. There is a chance
kid can't even count when he adds games together, but you're right. I'm not sure either.
Last one for me, my dear friend, a big fan of PFT. And
I know where you're going. I know.
Going to Dallas.
Yeah.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah.
Look, the future of Mike McCarthy is tied to Mike Zimmer. And, hey, got to completely revamp the defense. You got to go in there, start from scratch. You got to, let's go. Go in there and make it happen. Get it done. Dan Quinn left to become the head coach of the Commanders. Dan Quinn had that Seattle scheme. Mike Zimmer's bringing his defense to town. And look, Mike Zimmer is very well versed in adjusting his schemes to meet the players that he has. That was one of the things he explained to me back when he would actually talk to me. He explained that to me years ago at the scouting combine. But it's all on him. I mean, we know what the offense is going to be or not be. If the Cowboys are going to be any good this year, it's going to be because the defense is better than it was last year. Not because the offense is better. The offense isn't going to be better. At best, the offense is going to be same. If the Cowboys are going to get to where they need to get to save everyone's job, it's going to be because the defense ends up being a lot better.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. The offense, I feel like, is almost kind of capped out. The defense we know is damn good, right? But it's under Dan Quinn, I think, lacked a little versatility in its attack, is what I would say. So I hear you there. Right? I think those are all good choices. Man, there's a lot of good ones out there too. I mean, Greg Roman with the Chargers, how can you not be interested to see how that works out? How about Zach Orr taking over with the Ravens or Mike McDonald? I mean, of course, it's the best defense at football last year. Creative as hell. What's that going to look like? Anthony Weaver, who was with the Ravens, going down to replace Vic Fangio with the Dolphins and do that there with that talent they have on that side of the ball. And then the other one I just going to throw out there too, Ryan Grubbs.
Dude, we can rattle off 10. Just read every name off the list.
Ryan
Holy
Grubbs
shit,
from
just keep on going.
Yeah, I will. You don't have a heart. Just hang in there. Ryan Grubb, he's another one coming from Washington college football. All of a sudden, you're just thrusted into the NFL. I'm interested to see how that goes for the Seattle Seahawks too.
Nick Sorensen, the 49ers defensive
Damn, you're just going to rattle off everyone? Damn, I thought I rattled them all off. Damn.
Listen, you're going to name 10. I'm going to name 1. I'm extremely interested in how Sorensen is the coordinator who knows that defense.
Right.
They wanted a guy that knew the Seattle scheme.
Right.
It didn't work with Steve Wilks. He didn't know that defense. They got Sorensen there who does, and then they augment it with Brandon Staley, the former Chargers head coach. It didn't work out for him because at first the buzz was Staley's going to be the coordinator.
Right.
But I think he stopped short, and you probably know this better than I do. He stopped short of hiring Staley because he wants a Seattle defense guy. So Sorensen's in charge, but Staley's there to augment, and that could be the thing that gets the 49ers over the hump and gets their fingerprints on the Lombardi Trophy this year. We shall see. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.